to the Covered Podcast. I am your host, Mya Karren, and on this show we discuss women and how we are showing up in the world. Today I am so excited. My guest is Adanna Madueke. She has amassed 1 million followers across Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Adanna has been featured in Elle, CBC, and Today's Women. She is the CEO of AGM Digital Inc., a storytelling and content powerhouse dedicated to amplifying heritage, identity, and beauty narratives on a global stage. Through AGM Digital, she leads Our Heritage. Our Heritage Academy seeks to empower young people to embrace their natural hair with confidence through workshops, mentorship, and community engagement. Adanna has worked with Curls, Aveda, Pantene, The Main Choice, and Curls Queen. Please welcome Adanna.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much. Whenever you were saying all of this, I was like, wow, is that me?
Yes, that is all you. So thank you so much, Adanna, for having this conversation. And I wanted to talk to you because your Instagram post stood out to me. The one that stood out to me, it said we were never taught to how to care for and love and feel empowered when it comes to our natural hair. So when I saw that, I knew that there was a story and I wanted to have a conversation. I like to start from the beginning. So when you were little, where were you growing up? How were you wearing your hair? And who was doing your hair?
I love that. First things first, I grew up in Nigeria. I'm
Okay.
Nigerian by heritage. And during my upbringing, I don't think natural hair was a conversation. It was not even a part of any form of beauty conversation that we had about our identity or our sense of beauty. However, when we got into high school, that was when I said like, I'm trying to understand that, okay, now I have hair, but I don't have hair because during high school, we're also made to cut our hair, right? So I had to cut my hair as well from grade 6 to grade 9. And then from grade 9 to 12, you could keep your natural hair or whatever you want to do with it. But because of peer pressure as well, from grade 9 to 12, I had also relaxed my natural hair. So I never really had any form of relationship with the hair at all. I never learned anything about my natural hair. And then I migrated to Canada. And imagine at that age of 13, trying to figure out what am I supposed to do? Like, I still remember using dish soap, like dish soap to wash my hair at some point when I was in uni, because I didn't even know there was a thing like hair shampoo. I just had no idea. Like, to me, anything that foams should do the washing. I had no education when it comes to my hair, so it wasn't something that was a sense of conversation as for hair care. No, 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 at all. I mean, most girls around me either relaxed their hair or they were wearing wigs. So being able to see someone that looked like this was not, I wouldn't say it's not really the norm of the beauty standard because you see girls that wear cornrows, right? Well, the cornrows are just for for most of them to wear their wigs. So hair care was never a thing I had any form of connection with. I just know that we braid our hair and then we go to the hair salon, they thread it in whatever hairstyle, but the hair care, absolutely not. Like, yeah, yeah.
Even and I want to go back because I heard you say high school. I want to go back to when you were 6. There was another reel that you posted, and you said that at just the age of 6 years old, that's when you were taught, or that's when you learned that your hair it wasn't beautiful, it was unkept, and it was not professional. One of the things that stuck out to me, because I'm not sure how what the equivalent is from here in the States to what it is in Nigeria. At 6 years old, that's what someone told you. In order for young girls to go to school in Africa, whether it's maybe a public school, private school, or a boarding school, they must shave their heads.
Oh no, 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 no. It's not like it's a force.
Okay.
Someone is forcing you, right? But it's a rule. Let's say grade 6 to grade 9. The reason given was, oh, it's a distraction. Well, you and I know it's not a distraction because I came to the West. I don't see anyone telling the girls here to cut their hair because it's a distraction. Because what are you in my head? How is my hair a distraction? Actually, how? How does that stop me from reading my book? Right? So that was the idea that is sold to parents and of course the children, letting us know that the hair is a distraction. And then we needed to cut it for us to be able to focus on our academics. I mean, that's how it was phrased. It took a lot of growing up as well to realize why do I have such a disconnect with my natural hair at such a teenage age where a lot of people already have some form of exposure, at least know how to like wash their hair, condition their hair, right? I also struggle with my own sense of identity and self-esteem as well. So all of those made me do a lot of like research and read, and I read a lot of history books, right? I read a lot. I do a lot of research, and I realized that most of them stems from historical perspective tied to colonialism, right? Pretty much stripping away someone's identity, so you can be able to fit it into their narrative or really standard that's not even ours, because that's what it is. I can't think of any reason how my natural hair is a distraction as a student in school. Yeah.
That's a very interesting word to use. Now, it says it's a distraction, and like you said, I'm trying to understand when you say distraction, is it because the girls want to play in each other? Like, was there a reason given? It's just a distraction. You need to shave it, and then you can come to school.
Yeah, so
Is there like an explanation behind why it's a distraction?
no, we just knew it was a distraction. So to me, I think I already grew up with the notion that my natural hair was like too much, or it's like distracting. It shouldn't be something that I think of every single day. I need to focus on my academics. That's the way it was. I mean, that's the way the message was passed across, right? That you need to cut your hair so that students can focus in class. But then again, like I said, I came to Canada. I didn't see anyone cutting their hair to go to school. So I was like, what do you mean, like my hair is a distraction in Africa?
Right. Yeah, yes, that. Okay, so let's say for instance a young girl decides that she's not going to shave her head or cut her hair and she goes to school. Is she going to be reprimanded? Is she going to be made fun of? Are she going to be sent home? What's going to happen?
I don't think anyone is going to kill you, right? But you're going to serve punishment because it's like a rule. It's like breaking a rule. You're supposed to cut your hair from grade 6 to grade 9. So it's like saying you have to wear uniform and then you stop wearing your uniform and show up to class with your jeans and t-shirts. You're going to serve punishment or be told to go back home. That's pretty much how it was. It's like a uniform. So you're stripping away or you're not conforming to the uniform of the school. So it's a uniform. You having to cut your hair is a uniform, technically. That's how you
Wow.
dress.
Is it written in the, because I know you said that it's not like a must, but you said it's a rule. Is it written in the dress code or maybe like the code of conduct for the school, or it's just like a known thing?
It's written down like junior students, grade 6 to grade 9, right? This is your school uniform. Everyone, you must cut your hair. Everything is there. It's clear. It's clear language. You're gonna cut your hair. It's just the same way they present to you like the dress code of the school, right? It's also part of the dress code. Like you're gonna have to cut your hair so you can focus on your academics.
Okay. What
Yeah.
if someone had a looser curl pattern or a looser texture? Would they still have to shave their hair?
I went to private school, so I had people from different, thankfully, I think that really gave me a lot of exposure. I had people from different races as well. Um, in school, everyone was made to cut their hair in junior high school. My school was also pretty, because I think also because it was a private school, they were quite strict. There was no form of bias. If it's a rule, it's a rule. Everyone's gonna do it. Right? Everyone's gonna do it. So grade 6 to 9, yes, you're made to cut your hair. And from grade 9 to 12, I feel that is also when um you can keep the hair, but also peer pressure. Most of us were relaxing our hair as well, right? And there is this sense of admiration that comes with the ladies who had these like curls. So it's like we wanted to look like them.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So great. Okay. So as you get older, you have the choice. But then there's the peer pressure. And I'm pretty sure at this point, there's the social media, people
Hmm.
telling you, as far as your aesthetics are concerned.
And I feel like that is also because I went to private school. Those who went to government schools, like public schools, the story is completely different. Like they don't have the opportunity to put their hair, some of them, right? So I think because I went to private school, there was a bit more flexibility. But most government public schools, like if it's a rule, this is it, grade 6 to grade 12, you're gonna be shaving your head. It doesn't matter like what stage of school you are in. Yeah.
Okay. I that's and just like you said in Africa, it's amazing to me that this is happening in Africa. Okay, so now you say that at the age of 17 you moved to Canada, and I want to make sure that I get this correct because I also saw this in a reel. And you said, and I actually love this phrase. It says the easiest way to steal from someone is to wipe off their identity. And I heard you say in that reel that because you had to keep your hair shaved or you were not, able to care for your natural hair when you were 17 and when you went to Canada, you didn't actually, you had to think about why you were not able or why you couldn't take care of your hair. Could you just expand on that a little bit of like what the process was? Did you have a wig phase? Did you have a relaxer phase? How did you come to love your natural hair?
So from grade 6 to grade 9, like I mentioned before, we cut our hair. However, funny enough, from the age of 6 years old, right, I've always loved touching hair. Like I've always loved things about hair. So I would do my sister's hair, play with my girl's hair because I have three younger sisters. So I'll play my girl's hair, have so much fun with it. However, my dad was also very much against it because he was so worried about his first daughter leaving school and choosing to be a hairstylist. So that was a dream that they were trying to cut it like, no, you cannot be a hairstylist. They're trying to kill that dream immediately. But it was something I was really passionate about that even while I was in school, in high school, the senior students and like friends, when I got into like grade 9 to 12, I would just play around with my friend's hair, like for fun. There was no form of hair care to it. All we just knew was, oh, plait your hair, all back, simple, go. Like, no one cared about conditioner. Like, I don't know what that is. I only knew conditioner when I came to Canada.
Oh wow, okay.
Like, no one really cared about like what conditioner was that. So that was like the norm, right? And then grade 9 to
Okay.
12, because of what I was also seeing my friends, I wanted like straight hair. I felt like the in thing. So I had relaxed my natural hair from grade 9 to 12. My natural hair is quite fine. That wasn't a good experience because I don't know if I still how much hair I still had on my head after doing that. And then when I moved when I moved to Canada after school, my hair was in the phase of transitioning. So like relaxed, natural, confused. You get what I mean? A little confused. And then I came here. I had braids from Nigeria that I came with, box braids. And I came as a student. So I was going to university, right? And I really needed someone to do my hair for me because I wanted to take down the braids that I came in with. I already kept it in for like 3 months. It was looking really bad. Then I don't even think then I knew what it meant to take care of your natural hair with braids. That's foreign language. Like in Nigeria, if I want to do my hair every week, I can do that. No, I don't think about my braids, and I don't even think about what happens to the hair. I just show up at the hair salon, then he takes it off and puts a new one, and I go home. Right? So that's the culture of what I know as like from grade 9 to 12 at the very earliest of my life with my relationship with my hair at least. So coming to Canada and having to figure out how am I going to style my hair? Like who is going to help me to do this? And I remember I had reached out to a lady that I randomly found online who said she was going to charge me like $200 to braid my hair, like just box braids. I'm like, by the time I did the calculation, so the currency in my country, I say, what? The only money in my bank account is $20. 20. How do you want me to give you $200 to do my hair for me? Like, what? So I'm like, I don't have that kind of money. Absolutely not. I'm not about to use my scholarship money. I'm not about to use my personal funds for emergency to be dealing with my hair right now. No, 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 no. So it was like I couldn't afford it at all. I couldn't afford getting someone else to even braid it for me. And the lady's work, when I saw like what she had done before, to me, it didn't look that great. I was like, this lady want to charge me $200 to do this for me? Like, I was not impressed at all. Like, I was not impressed with the braids that I saw. And I also moved to Edmonton. So then in 2014, when I moved to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, um, it wasn't as developed as it is today. Thankfully, there are more black people that look like me right now. But then I could count. I could count. Like I could stand out easily. You don't need to look for me. You don't need to look for me. I could stand out so easily. So now there's more population of people that look like myself, thankfully. So that has definitely helped with the diversity and knowledge for like younger generations of women that look like me, right? So that was how I got to that phase. And because I couldn't afford someone to do my hair for me, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to see what I can do with myself. Thankfully, my mom, whenever her friends would travel abroad, they would always pack up hair extensions in their daughter's suitcases so that whenever they get there, in case they are stranded, they have hair extensions to braid their hair. So my mom did the exact same thing for me. And then I didn't understand why she was doing it, but I was like, sure, like, mothers, like, I'm like, mommy, why is my suitcase so heavy? Why is my suitcase? So mothers would just pack everything for you because they assume you're going to need it. And they always know best, to be fair. So I was like, I'm going to try this out. I grabbed the hair extension my mom had packed in my suitcase. I'm going to try to see if I can do my hair by myself for the first time in my life. Never done it before. I'm going to try this out. I still have the pictures. I'll send it to you. So you can pop it right here. I sat down that day and I braided my hair black and purple braids. I still have the memory in my head. Black and purple. I love that color so much. I'm going to send you that picture. And the hair looked so, so good. I don't even think I realized the hair looked good until I went out every day. And in school, every girl will walk up to me asking me, who did your braids? I'm like, I did it myself. They're like, can you do mine? I'm like, no, sorry, I'm not a hairstylist. I think the fear that my dad had put inside of me to focus on my schoolwork and not do any hair was eating it, like it was still eating me within. So I was like, no, sorry, I can't help you. I'm not a hairstylist because I don't want any problems with my dad. Like I need to focus on being a doctor. And now you want to make me a hairstylist? Like, why do you want me to tell him that I left school? Thanks to my friends, I know, sorry, I can't help you. And then they were like, I don't know, but if you can do this for yourself, imagine what you can do for me. I was like, yeah, I understand, but I don't even think I can do it. So they believed in me so much more than I believed in myself, right? I mean, I've always loved doing hair when I was a kid. Because of the fear of what my dad had told me, was something that I intentionally tried to like remove my mind off of, like just take my mind off of it so I can focus on school and my medical career path, right? Um, Over time, I will have friends actually come up to me and be like, okay, I'll give you money so you know I'm serious. They just give me money. But deposit like to deposit money in my account. They just give me money so I know that they're serious. I was like, okay, sure. I started helping my girls to get their hair done and braid their hair while they were in school. Yeah, looking put together and all whatnot. Became really crazy that even people would book me, like random people from outside of school would book me to do their hair for them because what about people would tell this person, tell this person, tell this person, tell this person. At some point, oh my God, like I was doing so much hair. I had so much money from doing hair. Literally. So I think that was when I actually started knowing what it took to earn money, right? Because I was also working in school and coupling that with the hair as well. It was like crazy. I was always so busy. Anywho, finally at that time, around when I was in school as well, we had exams coming up. I remember telling my friends that, sorry, I don't think I'll be able to help you right now because I have exams. I need to focus on writing my exams. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna record myself doing what I do, and I'll share that video with you, so you can also watch and just do the exact same thing. And thankfully, around the same time, I also discovered YouTube, so I would watch YouTube vlogs just for the fun of it, and I'll also use YouTube to learn a lot about chemistry, like the things that I was trying to figure out in class about my chemistry lessons. That was how I discovered YouTube. I came on here on YouTube, posting whatever, and I just decided to share the link of the head, like me doing my hair myself on YouTube. So I can forward it to my friends so they can copy the exact same thing that I do for myself. And that video just started going viral. The video just started going like it was, I think, box babes, yeah. People just started tuning in. I was like, what is going on here? Like I was not expecting that. And then you get comments like, can you show me how you do the back of your hair? Can you do this? And that was how my YouTube career path started, like this entire media journey and creating content. That was exactly how it started. It wasn't planned. I didn't plan to do it. It just happened. And I took everyone along the journey. I mean, I don't think I've ever been an expert at it. I just tell you guys, this is what I'm doing right now. This is how I'm figuring this out. If I'm in school writing exams, I'm like, guys, sorry, you're not going to see me for like 2 months. I'll be back later, okay? So it just became a natural flow of just me doing this doing what I do in my room and talking to my audience and taking them through my struggle with my own hair as well. So it was a natural community that became this whole platform right now where we still talk about hair and try to, of course, help younger Adannas and the younger generation to be able to embody who they are, the core of it, without feeling timid about it, or also breaking down stereotypes that have constrained me on my own experiences growing up. So we don't have that again happening in the next 5 to 10 years, right? So it's a huge goal for me. I'm so passionate about it. I don't want younger ones to have any form of identity crisis or self-esteem issues that I faced. So yeah, I'm very particular. I'm devoted to it. I love doing this. I don't know if I'll do anything else other than this. And I'm so obsessed with it. I'm thankful I didn't go to medical school. I hope my dad is watching this. He's gonna kill me. But yeah, that's pretty much the journey right there.
Do you think that there was a mental component that you had to overcome in order for you to learn how to do your natural hair and for you to know that it was beautiful since you had not since you were younger it was shaved and like you said at 6 you were told that it was unkempt, not beautiful and professional?
Absolutely. I mean, I came to Canada. I don't, first things first, I always say I don't even think I knew I was a black woman until I moved here. Until I moved to Canada. I didn't know I had a color, actually. I just thought I was a human being.
I've heard many women of color say that when they move from Africa, they go elsewhere, and that was the first time that they were called black or told that they were black. I've
Yeah,
heard many women say that.
exactly. I didn't know that I had a color. To me, I was just like, leave it.
Right, exactly.
Right? So until I moved to a place where I realized actually I'm a minority. So it's sort of like the reality check. And having to also fit in, right? Having to fit in, having to look a certain way so I can be accepted by the society that I'm in right now. At the end of the day, how I look at it is cultural appreciation. Um, we don't expect everywhere to be like your home. It's part of traveling and experiences, right? If you travel and you're having experiences and you expect every culture to be like yours, then what is the point of the world? The world needs to be diverse. So, but it's just the reality of having to fit in into a place that did not look like me. And the mental shifts, right? Because now I was struggling with two identities, and I was
Yes.
really young. I mean, I came as a teenager, right? So I was struggling with two identities, like the Nigerian side of me, which is the African woman, and still trying to understand how I can assimilate into this new environment so I'm accepted. So I think that's where the identity crisis started from, because one minute I don't know myself, the next minute I'm not even sure what's going on. The next minute I'm trying to evolve. Next minute it's a mental battle, right? The accents, of course, the
Which
language.
is beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. I remember like during chemistry lessons, oh my goodness, I had chemistry lessons. I would be in class the whole 45 minutes and I would not understand anything. That was how I discovered YouTube, because I would come on YouTube to learn everything from the beginning. I wouldn't understand anything. So yeah, just having to feel like I had to portray myself a different way, you know. But with age and with time, I just stopped caring.
Your personality very much gives I do not care. The confidence is through the roof, but it very much gives I do not care. It does. But I am going to put a picture up somewhere right here, and it is the photo that I saw that I absolutely love. The
Mhm.
intricate hairstyles. If you could just expand a little bit, the inspiration and why you have decided to do it. They are stunning.
Thank you. Which of the pictures?
So it's the one you have on a blue. It looks like it's like a blue. I think it's like a blue dress, and it's like a bun, and then it has the three braids coming out.
Mm.
When you do these hairstyles, where's the inspiration and why do you do them?
So for me, most of these hairstyles actually, it may seem funny, but they were ways of me expressing myself, right? It was a huge form of self-expression. I feel like a lot of people, some people express themselves through various forms of art, right? Some people through music, through writing. For me, it's been hair. I could sit down and I feel sad and I just start styling my hair. I've never thought about a hairstyle I'm going to do. Like I just sit down and whatever comes, I do it. I don't even know the video title sometimes. I just sit down in front of the camera and I do it. Whatever I do is going to be the video title. you know? So it was my form of expression. And I feel like every single hairstyle has been an intricacy as to the journey I was or the real reality I was living at that time. Right? It was also like my mood and my mind was drawn in these hairstyles. Even when I do the updos, it's because I want to showcase something within me that I feel like is extremely powerful at this point that people need to know about. And I need to be able to pass that knowledge down as well to other people. What you saw particularly was a huge we're doing a documentary, our heritage. That was what gave birth to our heritage, right? We're doing a documentary, our heritage, where I went across different countries in Africa to compile hairstyles that look like us and also the history of where these hairstyles came from. I feel it's very important for us to understand that our hairstyles are powerful, so we should not be asked to cut them. We should not be asked to remold them. We should not be made to look down on them, or we should not be thought that it makes us look inferior, right? Because that's also something that's very commonly heard a lot, especially in the continent. You find some girls that feel like the natural African hairstyles are quote unquote archaic or local or like a village girl. You have no idea how many people have called me a village girl before on the internet. I just don't care. Because I'm like, how are you telling me that something that's from me does not make sense? Like you can't tell me I don't like no. No. So I feel that's how those hairstyles come about. It's usually like an expression of where I am. The one you saw, particularly, like I said, was for a documentary, and I needed that embodiment of showcasing the beauty of our hair and the hairstyles that we can also achieve on this same crown of ours. It's wonderful, and the meaning behind them. When I started actually reading, I read a lot of history books. When I started reading a lot of history books and also compiling stories and documentaries about our hair, that was the moment I realized how powerful cornrows are and how they are tied to ancestral slavery stories, right? Maps, road maps, cowries, fertility. So all these details, I became obsessed with the knowledge around it and the story behind it. And not just the story, the memories of the people who left the hairstyles behind. Right? So that's pretty much how I come up with these hairdos. It's more of how I feel and what I want to connect with and the story that I want to tell and communicate as well to people and the younger Adanna at the core of it. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. One more question and then we will move to your digital company. So, the last thing, what advice do you have for a young woman who is looking to wear or to begin to wear their natural hair? Like, say, for instance, they're transitioning or they're not sure.
Honestly, if you're not sure, I don't think I can give you any advice, but just don't be overwhelmed. Take it step by make all the mistakes you want to make. Unless I feel like mistakes are the best way to learn. I I always encourage people to make mistakes. I'm never afraid of making mistakes. I'm never afraid of failing. I feel like start again. never, I'm never worried about whether I'm gonna fail it. I don't care to fail. If I fail it, we do it again, and again. One day I'm gonna get it right. Okay. So I feel with if you're starting off your natural hair journey, just start. Like watch people that look like you, learn from them, look at what they're doing. What they're doing exactly may not work for you actually. That's why I say you have to try and try and try again and try different things. Once you find what works, stick to it and keep it simple. Like you don't need to do every concussion and combination that you see on the internet. It's not necessary. Some things, some things are to be kept to the minimum. Like just keep it simple. It's true though. Just keep it simple and stick to it, and it's gonna work. I know people that literally just use water and oil on their hair, and their hair looks so delicious. And I also know people that use a 10-step routine, and their hair looks fabulous, right? So that means we're all different people. So use what works for you. You don't need to spend so much money on things that you probably don't even need. Get the basic shea butter. It's in our nature. Like God has already given us lots of shea butter. So like, yeah, just make it very simple. Over time, you will find what you love, and the more you do it as well, aside from even finding the right product, you will fall in love with yourself so much because it's your natural hair. You fall in love with yourself so much that you will also see taking care of your hair as a huge form of self care, and you look forward to trying out different things just to have fun and try out. Okay, what is the next thing I'm gonna try this weekend so I can occupy my hair and feel good just like you do your skincare, right? Some things, it's not like we necessarily need them, but it makes us feel good. And that's what works. Yeah.
I love that. All right, let's move to the business side because you are a busy woman. So, first, talk to us about your petition for your company. What is it? Where can you sign it? And how do people support?
So when we're talking about the Stop the Cuts campaign, the goal of the Stop the Cuts campaign, Stop the Cuts, is exactly what we started off at the beginning mentioning, that we want to be able to eradicate policies that suppress we as a community and our identity, especially our hair, right? There are still communities and there are still rules in schools within the continent where people are still being told to cut their hair because it's a distraction. I need that policy to stop because why? Why is it there? Like
In
why?
Africa, yes.
Yeah, in the motherland. Why? It's like I can't even feel at home in my own home. That's what it feels like. So that is the goal of the Stop the Cuts campaign, signing petition to be able to amplify our voices. So that when we take this to even different policy advocacy systems, it's easy to have the conversation because it's proof of track record. When you sign this petition, you're basically lending your voice that this matters to you, and the girls who are affected by this, also see themselves as opportunity for changes to be made in the world. But if you don't sign this petition, they will actually think we're joking, and this does not exist. So if you want to know if it exists, I will encourage you as well to do your own research, read about it, study about it, the ancestral stories around colonialism and basically shaving people's heads. It's funny because we have similar history to a lot of other ethnic minorities, and
Yes.
it's pretty much the exact same framework, right? Even the indigenous communities here in Canada, they were made to shave off their head, defend the women. So you realize it's a huge way to strip people of their identity, take away their language, take away it's crazy. Like, yeah. So you basically give them your own form of beauty standard and tell them that this is what it's supposed to be, and then take away what they know. Yeah, it's quite deep. It's quite deep. I feel like if I talk about slavery, we're gonna be here for a very long time. A very long time. Because hair is
Yes.
just
It's a
just a little bit of
conversation
it.
for another time.
Exactly. We're gonna be here for the hair is just a little bit of it. Talk about
Yes.
now religion. It's a lot. So if we talk about slavery, we're gonna be here for a long time. So just sign the petition. The link is going to be down below. Sign that, lend your voice, so we can be a part of the change that protects you and I, and of course, our children at the core of it.
Okay. I do have a question, and I don't know if this is true, but you did bring up other minorities. So we are talking about young girls having to shave their heads to go to school. I've seen it, but I'm not sure. So I want to make sure that I understand. We're talking about school and education. Is there a cultural aspect when like a child reaches a certain age and their head is shaven for like a rite of passage for like a cultural aspect? Is that also a component, or this is solely just something that happens for school and education?
So there's a component that's culture. Like I know, for example, in Kenya, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but Kenya, I believe the Maasai culture, the Maasai men usually they do their hair, and for
Okay.
them, a rite of passage is a part of their passage rites where they do their hair. There's also a part of their passage rites where they cut their hair.
Okay.
I think it's adolescence to transitionary period. I don't know, but it's a form of culture within some parts of the continent, but it's also not a culture in other areas, especially when it comes to education. Education is not even most of the education that we learn. It's not even our curriculum, right? It's not our curriculum. If we're being quite honest, like in Nigeria, for example, we use British curriculum, right?
Still, okay.
Yeah. So it's not even
Okay.
our curriculum. Our own history is not even taught in classes. A lot of people, like I say this all the time, like for example, Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians don't even know the history of Nigeria. No, they don't know. They don't know. It's not even
But they know British
but they know
culture. They
British,
know British
yeah.
history.
They
Okay.
know exactly where and how the Queen of England even looks. But they don't even know the history of Nigeria. So it's quite deep, right? It's interesting. They have no idea. Ask Nigerians, how did you become a Nigerian? They don't know. Oh yeah, I was told I was Nigerian. They don't teach it in schools. Oh yeah.
Okay, very interesting. And then the other component to that is our heritage and then also our Heritage Academy. And you did talk about the documentary. So if you could just expand a little bit about our heritage and then also the academy for the young girls.
Okay. So our heritage was an embodiment of basically I was doing a lot of head tutorials and I felt it was not it's not I wanted a legacy that I could leave behind that's beyond me. Head tutorials is cute for you and I to consume the hair videos and for it to be helpful to you. But I wanted to keep something as a blueprint that's it's not just for me alone, but it's for the world and it's impacting my community and the rest of the world. So our heritage was born to tell stories about our hair, right? So people realize the importance and the beauty of women's hair overall, because you realize that sometimes colonization still existing, for lack of better words, just in different ways. A lot of people who are on both ends of the spectrum actually don't really understand. They don't understand something that's happened how many years ago. They're not educated, right? It's just the way the narrative of Africa has been portrayed to the Western world. Some people in the West still think that Africa is a zoo,
Yes. Yes.
right? So our heritage also exists to be able to bridge that gap of education and embodiment of beauty on both, like from both worlds. Why people appreciate exactly like our hair. Like our hair does not mean that is nappy or is rasta, like whatever word that they use to basically make us look inferior. It doesn't mean that, and it's because they're not. Sometimes they're not even aware. They don't know. I don't think they know. Half of the people they don't even. It's what they've been told. If you ask them, have you been to this Africa to see what their hair even looks like? They have not even crossed the borders of USA. Some of them have not, right? So that's the goal of our heritage: to be able to pass down this knowledge to the world to, again, also change the narrative of our hair and the way it's perceived on a global scale. That's the goal of our heritage. Tell our stories, let people understand the history behind our hairstyles and why it's important to us, why we should embody it, why we shouldn't feel inferior wearing it, and also why they shouldn't treat us inferiorly for wearing them. So that's exactly the goal of our heritage. It's everything that we build here, whatever product, merchandise, every piece is tied to that core. That's why I'm very careful as to, okay, what are we even putting out there to the public, especially whatever it is that's of service, because it needs to embody that message. It's very important to me that it embodies that message. Clean hair products, because there's so many things that are sold to our community. It's ridiculous. That have random ingredients I don't even know about that should not even be in the human body. And I've gone through my own fair share of health crisis, so I know the importance of what we put on our body and our hair, our skin, how that affects everything, every single thing, right? And you see that in our world and in our community, capitalism does not care, right? Capitalism doesn't care. And then for the academy, the goal of the academy is focused on Africa, right? To change the narrative of even we, our own people, because we also have to do the inner work. You cannot tell someone to accept you when you haven't accepted yourself, right? We also have to do the inner work. We need to also work on ourselves to heal ourselves from whatever have put us in this situation for us to think that we are inferior, or for us to feel like our natural hair is not beautiful, or for people to think that my natural hair looks archaic. Because I don't know, I think I got the biggest shock of my life when I was trying to navigate how to take care of my hair in Canada. And then I went back to Nigeria and I'm still teaching the hairstylist in Nigeria how to do my hair. I was like, I just came from where I've been struggling and I'm coming here and I'm teaching you how to do my hair.
And I'm still struggling.
I'm still struggling. Like, what? Yeah. So I realized that it was actually a big problem, right? If I'm struggling, and the hairstylist is struggling. How many other women out there are struggling?
That means
Which
that the
is
women are going to struggle at home.
you know? Exactly. In my motherland. And then I went to this country, Senegal. Oh my goodness. I remember I went to Senegal, I was looking for conditioner. And these people were trying their best to sell me a hair relaxer, telling me that it's gonna soften my hair a little bit more. That why do I need, like, basically they were trying to sell me the relaxer. I'm like, I am reading the bottle. The bottle says relaxer. You can read it with me. Why are you still trying to sell me these products?
And they're trying to tell you that it's conditioner.
They're trying to tell me it's conditioner. It's gonna soften my hair. I even have a friend who went to a hair salon to get a hair treatment, and they relaxed her hair.
That has been going on here in the States for quite some time. Somebody will go to the salon and somebody will sneak in a treatment into the conditioner. And then, when they go home and try to wash their hair, it's a lot straighter than it should be. So
Yeah.
that is very unfortunate.
It is. I'm like, why? Like, what's the goal? Like, what is the message you're passing across? It's crazy. It happens on the continent as well. So when you said all those things, I was like, we have to do the internal work. So that's what gave birth to the academy, right? I wanted us to be able to teach ourselves, learn from each other, have communities, and we're actually opening our hair school as well. So I encourage you to go to school right now and go and learn about your hair. We have the experts there, trichologists who are trained to ensure that our hair is well taken care of, and people actually have the knowledge so that people, when you're going to school or you're transitioning from high school or primary school or secondary school, of course, after we've ensured that no one is having to cut their natural hair again, good. Then while you're in school and you're thriving in your education, you also need to be able to take care of your hair. So go and get the knowledge that you need for that at our school. We have a hair school right now, natural hair school for women. It's very, very important. That was very important to me. That I was like, I need to make sure that this is done. I want every African girl to know how to take care of their hair, to feel so much pride in it. I also want them to see people that look like them wearing their hair, enjoying it, both in the media perspective. I mean, that's the whole goal of our heritage, a global reach. So people see that this beauty standard this is what is supposed to be the norm. Like, you should not be ashamed to look like this or come out this way. You should, feel good. So that's basically what gave birth to this brand. The umbrella is our heritage. The academy is basically that's the educational arm where I make sure that everybody that comes in there leaves looking, you know.
I love it. I love it. All right, Adanna, thank you so much. We are coming to the end of our conversation. Please let people know about the petition, about anything you have coming up, anything Our Heritage comes up, and where people can follow and support you.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you'll enjoy this video. To join us and to join this movement, most important, because that's very important to me as well. Very dear to my sleep at night every day when I think of the impact that I'm making. Okay? I encourage you to click the link down below, sign the petition, lend your voice to impact, like impactful changes that protects you and I, by ensuring that every girl in Africa can preserve their hair, regardless of where they find themselves, so they don't have identity clashes wherever they'll go somewhere else that is not their home. And they don't try to figure out how to wash their hair like myself that was in dish soap. Okay? So it's very, very important that we sign the petition. Every single detail of our heritage on our website, www.ourheritage.com. We constantly create documentaries. This brand is anchored on really strong storytelling. I love telling stories because I'm a thinker. I think a lot. So I read a lot as well, a lot of history. So a lot of storytelling. So go learn, go appreciate your beauty because it's important. And if you want to find me personally, you can find me on Instagram, here on YouTube, where we grow a wonderful community of you guys that love to come and listen to us do our hair and have some fun and start an Xbox braids. Yeah, you'll find me on here on YouTube. Thank you so much, Maya, for this opportunity. Thank you for having me here on your podcast. I really appreciate your time as well. And thank you for your patience, most especially. I feel like we've moved this interview so much that at some point I wanted to cry on your behalf. Like, I was like, I'm crying. Like, I was always so scared to email Maya to tell her that, oh my God.
Not at all. Not at all. I completely understand. I completely understand.
Thank
All
you
right,
so much.
Adanna. Like I said before, thank you so much for having this conversation. All of your information and your company's information will be in the description box. If there is nothing else, I'm going to say good afternoon to you, and I will say bye to the community. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.